After No Limit's tanks were decommissioned and the 99s to the 2000s saw OG Cash Money members disband, the torchbearers for Louisiana hip-hop fell on the shoulders of the small indie label Trillion T. This third wave of rap from the Pelican State would be different from the first two. It would be led from Baton Rouge, the second largest city and Louisiana's capital, not New Orleans. Trillion T was founded by former street bosses Melvin Mel Vernell and Marcus Turk Roach. Their flagship artists were two local hooligans, Torrance Lil Boosie Hatch and one Afro teen, Webster Webbie Grady. Today we're taking a look at Sweet Jones Jr.'s catalog of 6 official studio albums, as his discography is worth discussing since he's left an indelible mark on Southern hip-hop with his raunchy lyrics and savage aesthetic. Yo, smash that like button, subscribe, comment, and share, because all of that helps keep this Trill channel INDE. Yeah, you know what I mean. Number 6, Savage Life 6. The 6th installment of the Savage Life series was released in the middle of the pandemic with only one music video. The only promo done for this record was a few IG lives where Webbie rode around his gated community in a big truck, screaming out the window, "Savage Life 6 about to tear the world up, man." This album, his first independent release on Webbie Music, barely dodges EP status with just 9 songs. The opening track, Jordan, is odd, with Webbie comparing himself to NBA stars who never won a championship. A far cry from his 2005 bravado. Now, tracks like Wiggle and Little Bit try to recapture his early club banger magic, while Fuck 'Em delivers gritty street music. The most memorable songs are I Have a Dream and Last One Standing, where Webbie shows depth with solid production. Did Webbie even care about this record though? Because one of the songs shares the same name from the very first track on Savage Life 4, I'm Back. Now, though Savage Life 6 may have slipped under the radar, Webbie still proves he's got a little gas in the tank, but needs to evolve his subject matter as he approaches 40. Number 5, Savage Life 4. Savage Life 4 highlights why Webbie never reached his full potential. Lack of major distribution, long gaps between releases, and not growing with his audience. Trill Entertainment's limited reach, combined with Webbie's 3 to 4 year album gaps, shaved years off his career. Oh, and telling Roxy, the host of 106 in Park, that he's got a big dick led to his subsequent banning on BET in 2011. That didn't help either. This album, with tracks like I'm Back and Make It Back, shows subdued energy, while songs like Fucked Her and Shake What Your Mama Gave You still deliver catchy beats. While others like Bad Bitch 2 fall flat. Syrupy R&B ballads cloud the album, but tracks like I Wish and I Get It In reveals Webbie's capacity for mature music. Now, this hidden truth, this growth, is revealed in possibly Webbie's greatest song, My Life, a heartfelt recount of how he escaped and emerged from one of the most dangerous cities in America and all those he lost along the way. That song is a must hear, but unfortunately, Savage Life 4 is not. Number 4, Savage Life 3. Now, if it sounds like we're being too harsh on Savage, rest assured that every album onward is worth a blast, starting with this one. Savage Life 3 marks a return to form for Webbie, showcasing a mix of party anthems, gangsta raps, and sex songs. Tracks like What You Want and Baddest In Here bring high energy, while Trillin' and a Bitch stands out for its menacing delivery. Webbie's dual offerings for the ladies like I Do 'Em All and the club banger Bounce That maintain his wild style. The album shows unexpected maturity, specifically in 2 standout tracks. Now, born in poverty in Baton Rouge, Southside in 1985, Webbie's mother passed away when he was 9 years old. This was something he only sparingly mentioned in his lyrics until the song Mama on this album, a heartfelt commemoration of her memory. Webbie was raised by his grandmother and father, though to the latter he was mostly estranged. On Pop's I Love You, Webbie extends an olive branch to the man who once hid his mother and was disappointed when Webbie dropped out of school, promising his prodigal ways have passed. Keep Your Head Up addresses Louisiana's high incarceration rates, adding even more depth to the album. Despite several unnecessary features from other Trill fam members, I mean, come on bro, we're here for Tupac, not the Outlaws. Savage Life 3 remains a strong and layered album that satisfies fans of Dirty South rap. Plus, to be blunt, Boosie's presence is missed, but Badass was going through legal issues at the time where the state literally had him on death row, so no music could be made together for Savage Life 3 or 4. We would have to wait almost 6 years later to hear the creators of Ghetto Stories together again on a Webbie record. Which brings us to this next album. Now, before we get to the top 3 albums, we've got to talk about Webbie's personality, which has sometimes outshined his music. He's made Charlamagne the God crack up on The Breakfast Club 2 times, and his appearances on Vlad TV have always been soundbite gold. Webbie has also made attempts to launch a reality show. The first one, Webbie Trill and Lele Savage, has a few episodes on YouTube you can watch if you want to peer into Webbie's bizarre world.
I'm telling you, if you ain't
The latest attempt is a show with his son Trey Savage titled Like Father Like Son, where the two get into wacky adventures together. Now while both of these are entertaining, they have yet to be picked up by a network for full production. Would you like to see Webbie in a reality TV show? Or would a Webbie and Boosie podcast be even more fun to listen to? Sound off in the comments below. Number 3, Savage Life 5. After a 3-year hiatus following 2013 Savage Life 4, Sweet Jones Jr. came back with a vengeance on the 5th episode of the series. His final release on Trill Entertainment features Webbie flashing out on the intro "This Me," rapping with the intensity of his younger self over a triumphant beat, then reuniting with Ace Boon Coon Badass on the Pugilist Problem Where Both Eat. Why does Savage Life 5 make it to the top 3? There are 5 reasons. Frankly, it's because Webster and Badass sound great together, and their 3 collabs on here, Dumb Way, Betcha, and Problem, harken back to their classic material on Ghetto Stories. Secondly, unlike parts 3 and 4 in the series, Savage Life 5 isn't clouded with subpar features, and the people that do appear, like Snoop Dogg on the top-notch Smoker song Roll It Up, add on to the music rather than take space. Thirdly, Webbie has generally had great beats due to Trill Entertainment's Mouse on the Track being a beast on the boards, but Savage Life 5 has some of the heaviest, hardest production Webbie has ever utilized. Check out Know What You Know and Who You With for evidence. Fourthly, there are genuine hits on this record that got slept on simply because Trill Entertainment's ship had sailed and Webbie was still hitched to the hull, but Respect and Honor, featuring singer London, is by all accounts a beautiful song, and Like I Do is one of the most rewindable records by the way Webbie rides the beat. Fifthly, Savage Life 5 holds up to the test of time better than most of his others due to the modernity of the production, mixing, and sound quality. This is most likely due to its closeness in proximity in time to now, while the other parts of the series might need context, ear adjustment, or pure nostalgia to appreciate. Number 2, Savage Life 2. Sweet Jones Jr.'s second solo outing not only showed he wasn't a local joker, but it proved to be his most commercially successful work. Peaking at number 1 on the rap and R&B charts and a respectable number 4 on the Billboard 200, this was a breakthrough moment for Baton Rouge, a city long overshadowed by its larger cousin, New Orleans, the same way UGK's Port Arthur was in the shadow of H-Town. Savage Life 2 made Webbie a Louisiana legend and was the first branch to sprout from the UGK family tree. Now, of course, you can't mention this album without the single synonymous with Webbie's name, that being the bouncy, mouse-produced independent featuring Lil Fat and Boosie. Spelling it out plain as day, these 3 fellas make it clear their preference for sexy, stylish, sophisticated sisters with their own houses and cars who got good credit and never smell like onion rings. This is a feminist anthem that's only made more incredible by the fact it still rings off in the club, uniting all genders, and was made by 3 men known for spitting some of the raunchiest lyrics before and after its time. But this album isn't all club bangers and gutter music. There are moments of introspection, like the letter to his son, warning him not to follow in his father's footsteps on Like Me, the inspirational story of surviving the struggle on A Miracle with Birdman and Rick Ross, and the defiantly against all odds verses on You a Trip. Another great record here is the LaToya Luckett assisted second single, I Miss You, a sappy longing for a lover song that remixes Diana Ross's version. Originally, Khalees was supposed to croon the chorus, but she got replaced, which makes us wonder how different this record could have been. Savage Life 2 is the closest he has ever come to getting a gold plaque for an album, but Webbie certainly made a big impact with mainstream exposure on radio and TV. So while the sequel might be the one that got the most limelight, the original is the one that went ghetto gold under streetlights and is still his strongest drop. Number 1, Savage Life. What makes the first Savage Life deserving of the number 1 spot on this list is not only that it is an unrepentantly hedonist masterpiece, it's that it is also a monumental achievement in Louisiana rap history. Firstly, Savage Life was the beginning of Baton Rouge taking the crown from New Orleans, since this was the second album from a BR rapper to debut in the top 10 on the US charts after Young Bleed's 98 My Balls and My Word. The then 19-year-old from across the tracks entered the Billboard 200 at number 8 in 2005, a feat that would only be surpassed by him 3 years later on the Savage sequel. Then Boosie 10 years later would touch down to Cause Hell, coming in at number 3, followed by the numerous number 1 albums from NBA Youngboy and the subsequent successful Kevin Gates records. New Orleans has yet to recover since Savage Life dropped, with no other NO rapper debuting in the top 10 since then, with the exclusion of Tunechi's albums Juvenile's 06 Reality Check and Currency's Stone Immaculate in 2012. Now, from start to finish, Savage Life is a thrilling yet terrifying journey into the mind of an intemperate teen who only knows money, hoes, cars, and clothes, on the road to perdition or prosperity. In the opener G shit, Webbie spells out boldly and clearly who he is and what he's bout over a blood-curdling piano loop from Mouse. Taking no prisoners, Webbie slices through the speakers like a chainsaw to make you feel the pain he feels, while the rousing chorus repeats what we came for, unadulterated gangster rap. Webbie can hold his own on the mic, but with Boosie playing Ghostface to his Raekwon, they cook up magic like the head-bobbing full of that shit, where they go back and forth with lyrical dexterity and hilarity, the unflinchingly murderous "you don't want that," back up, and I got that, where both men are so malevolent, just quoting the lyrics feels criminal. Savage Life isn't all murder, money, and mayhem, however. The legendary producer Manny Fresh's fingerprints are all over the smooth as butter what it is, where Webbie semi-sings about the finer things in life, the raunchy "come here bitch" that's as salacious as it is audacious, and "gotta show me you worth it" that bridges the gap between BR Ratchet and NO Bounce, with the assistance of the OG Hot Boy BG. For the ladies, Webbie isn't a romantic but more a sadist. His crashness is erotic for those who fantasize about being ravaged by a savage, so Like That, Come Here, and the hypnotic Gimme That with Bun B tantalize the darkest, most erogenous parts of the mind. Ironically, while Webbie's sexually charged songs might seem like the type of material to resurrect the ire of C. Dolores Tucker, it was the power possessed in his pen to write the feminine anthems like Bad Bitch featuring Trina, or complex love triangle treatises like Gutter Bitch that earned him a gold plaque for Gimme That. This also sets the stage for his other hit, Independent. As for introspection, this record is devoid of explicit contemplation of the conditions that produce it. Rather, listening to Webbie weaving words is revelatory of what is created by the poverty, despair, racism, inequality, and dilapidation in the Pelican State. The mirror is put up to the listener as we peer upon the lurid lyrics. What looks back at us when we look into the abyss? We see Louisiana didn't create a monster, it created a savage. Hey, make sure you check out our other list featuring his partner in rhyme, Boosie Badass. Also, if you want a list of a rapper with similar vibes as Webbie, we got the Plies list on deck already too. Hey, it's your man CJ Williams for Culturalist Theory. Until the next one.